This is Poka Lainui. The time now is 5:36 on the 30th day of June in the year 2012. Our telephone number here is 524-1080. We'll take your telephone calls and see what you have to say about some of the stuff I had to say about. Here we go. Aloha caller. Welcome to the program.
Hi, Poka. I can't hear you very well, but that's okay. I just wanted to say I was at the they had a hearing, the Department of Transportation, City Department of Transportation, on the bus, the new schedules, which has been really a terrible thing for a lot of folks, especially older folks, you know. Some folks were actually in tears because they were waiting 2 or 3 hours to make transfers on buses and everything. But a lot of people were very angry too, because to them they felt like this is a kind of a way to get some more rail money, you know, or a way to kind of, from what I understand, the application for these federal funds, they have to kind of show that they're doing the rail within, the bus system within a budget too, you know, and what's his name? Wayne Yokosuka, I forget it. The transportation fellow.
Right.
He just didn't seem to get it. We were proposing to him that, okay, you have to save maybe $3 to $7 million this year on buses. Instead of cutting it, why don't you raise the fare? Now, you don't. What you got to do is you got to take the fare down for local people. I mean, working people. If you're buying the bus pass, instead of $60, do it to $30, you know, and that kind of stuff. But the regular fare, double it. And I mean, that's a lot of tourists. And a lot of local folks that just don't use it, but you know, every once in a while use the bus. And we calculated that they'd at least get $20, maybe $30 million more. And we said, well, what you could do with that is you could improve our wonderful bus system, one of the best in the country. You could even make it better. You know, and then we won't even need to rail. Of course, he got a big frown on his face when we told him about that. You know, which is kind of telling me that there's kind of evidence that they don't want to. I mean, this is all kind of interconnected. You know. Anyway, I just thought this was kind of an interesting way. I mean, this whole thing about the rail is I mean, why are they building the rail out by what's that new development they got?
Kapolei side.
Yeah. And then some of the first things that are going on in there. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's good. But so. That's what's happening, you know?
Okay. All right.
Anyway, I can't hear you very well, but I'll just listen.
Okay, thanks for your call. And so if you are listening, David, first I said thank you for your call. I do understand that there is this representation by those who run the bus system that it has nothing to do with rail. Rail is being financed by the general excise tax increase, and the bus is run by the general funds of the city and county of Honolulu. That's not absolutely true, because the city council has set aside millions of dollars taken from its general coffers to support rail. So it's not being run only by the general excise tax amounts. They have put in some money as a sort of as a safety or as a safeguard to prove to the feds that they do have additional available monies. The second thing that came to my mind was the application has finally been sent in to the feds to support rail, and my thought was that the application should have been done many years ago. Is it only now that the application is being submitted? So those were my concerns. Let's go to our next caller. Aloha caller, welcome to the program.
Yeah, Volca, concerning the rail, there's a system called BART in San Francisco.
Yes.
On June 15th, in the San Francisco Chronicle, that system went down because there was a fire in the computer department, and it was gridlock over there.
Wow.
And, concern the transit-oriented development, they want to make apartments and stuff like close to the rail. They said on the BART system in San Francisco, it doesn't work because people don't want to live by the rail because it's noisy, it brings a lot of people homeless and all this other kind of stuff in crime, stuff like that. So I don't understand what they're doing, and it's ridiculous. And concerning the bus,
yes,
I was watching Olelo when they had the City Council Transportation Committee talking about the routes. There's a lady, she talked about how it would affect the elderly and the disabled, and a lot of people might go on a handy van or other means of transportation, even drive again.
Yes, yeah.
That's scary. But the thing is, she mentioned if Frank Fossey was still alive, this wouldn't be happening. He would.
Now they all
love. Big
Frank.
applaud, about that, but that's his pet project,
Yeah.
And, the bus and the handy van and,
yeah.
and the open market, all that kind of stuff. And they're just pushing everybody, they're just killing everybody, all the elderly and the disabled. I wish these politicians can at least see what they see differently. I don't know what they're supposed to be for the people, but they're for themselves. That's all I have to say. Well, you have a good thought.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Take care. Aloha. And let's go to our next caller. Our telephone line here is 524-1080. Aloha caller, welcome to the program.
Hi, Paul. Again, one more point I was thinking about. I really didn't think much of Tom Berg, but then he was one of the people in the committee, and he actually suggested that they could take maybe $100 million out of the bus fund, which our taxes are paying for, that 0.5% tax, and improve the buses absolutely considerably, and of course, I forget who the chairman of the committee is. You're out of order, Tom Berg. We're not talking about that right now, Because he was saying, folks, why don't you go to Calvin Say and suggest that they can
reallocate
take $100 million and put it in,
the GT
so the bus and improve that, and then we won't even need it right now, of course. But see, that's what it's all coming out to,
Do you think the attempt to change the bus schedule has any, or was there any intention to affect the mayoral race? That's the first question. And second, will it have any impact on the mayor's race, more in support of rail or against rail?
Yeah, I think it will even help Cayetano even more, because there's a lot of people that, there are people in this town that absolutely, totally depend on that form of transportation because they can't afford a car or anything like that.
Yep.
But they're making it so difficult for them, and they're on limited incomes and that kind of stuff, and like I was telling the transportation director, I said, listen, why do you think we have a wonderful bus system here in the first place? And he says, well, it's part of the infrastructure. And I said, yeah, of course. You know what it is? It's part of. It's an integral part of not having just a total gridlock traffic jam on this island. And wouldn't it be better just to improve it even more, and you will have less. In other words, you can try and get people, a lot more people to get out of their cars, and using that, and it would save, it would improve everybody's life,
Yeah.
And there again, he didn't seem to get it. No.
He doesn't seem to get it. Okay.
Anyway, no, I think, yeah. Matter of fact, in August, they're having a series of other cuts they're gonna do, and Mr. Transportation Director, he didn't seem to. We were telling him how awful this was, and he didn't seem to think that it mattered,
Yeah. He's just working with his
we're
budget.
We're going to change it come hell or high water, you know. And, oh, God. Anyway.
Okay, I get the message. You're frustrated.
I'll let you go. But, yeah.
Thanks for calling.
But no, I think he's got the mayor's race sewn up, I think,
You think so? Okay, we'll see.
What might be the best thing that happens for people against the rail.
Okay. Thanks for calling. Aloha.
Bye-bye.
And if you would like to call, telephone number is 524-1080. Give me a call. We'll put you on the radio and see what you have to say. There was an article that came out of, where is this? Honolulu Weekly. It's dated today, June 20th to the 26th. And it's called Rail Robbery, and it's written by Walter Heen, Randy Roth, and Cliff Slater. And of course, I think it's obvious you know these folks and their position. It says, and if you want to interrupt my reading and you want to call, go ahead and call. I'll take your telephone call. On May 12th, Time magazine identified, quote, the 20 best and worst cities for public transit. Thanks to the bus, Honolulu is number 1 in the nation on the best list. That was on May 12th. Mayor Jeremy Harris wanted to expand and enhance the bus by adding bus rapid transit. That's BRT. But Mayor Mufi Hanneman pushed BRT aside in favor of elevated heavy rail, notwithstanding his own experts' conclusions that BRT would reduce future traffic congestion more than and at roughly 1/5 the cost of rail. Currently, 6% of residents take the bus, according to the environmental impact statement for the rail project. By the year 2030, the combined percentage that would commute by bus and or train would be only 7.4%. Wow, so an increase of 1.4%. Wow. Now Mayor Peter Carlisle wants to set aside $244 million for rail that had previously been earmarked for new buses. He also has begun to reduce island-wide bus service, with further plans to eliminate express bus service along the rail route. Bus commuters to downtown, UH Manoa campus, or Waikiki would instead take a bus to the nearest train station. Many would then have to transfer to another bus at the end of the rail line. Thanks to zipper and high occupancy lanes, express buses currently maintain an average speed well in excess of 30 miles per hour, and there is a seat for just about everyone. By contrast, the average speed of rail would never exceed 27 miles per hour, and most rush hour commutes would have to stand the whole way. Today, if a person tries to board a bus without paying or is disruptive, a train driver knows what to do. Rail passengers would be on their own. Rail construction would be a nightmare for commuters and taxpayers. It speaks volumes that the city has begun building the first 2 segments in vacant fields. As construction moves towards downtown, the challenges, land acquisition, engineering, and snare traffic will grow exponentially. Consider what the corner of Bishop Street and Nimitz Highway would look like under construction. Vertical piles would be pounded to whatever depth is needed for adequate support, and diagonal supports inserted as needed, hopefully without damaging adjacent properties such as the historic Dillingham Transportation Building. Other challenges: no one knows the exact location of all the utility and pipelines in the older parts of the city where rail is planned, nor is anyone certain of the legal and social implications of finding EV kupuna in the line's direct path. Rail promoters talk vaguely about making adjustments to the route, as though a zigzag alignment were an option. Honolulu should have an affordable transit system that is fast, comfortable, and safe. Rail fails on each of these counts. That's why no other city of comparable size is even considering, much less building, such a system. But under Mayor Hanneman's Caldwell and Carlisle, the city did not seriously consider any of the innovative ways other cities are improving public transportation and reducing traffic congestion. The local money that would be spent on rail, at least $5 billion, according to independent studies, would be better spent enhancing our best-in-the-nation bus system and upgrading the city's crumbling infrastructure, particularly its sewers, water supply system, and roads. Virtually all of the jobs associated with these needs would go to local workers, whereas most of the jobs associated with rail would be off-island or imported. More importantly, these local jobs would be creating value for all the people of Oahu. Okay, so that's an article under the byline Mauka to Makai. All right. Our telephone number is 524-1080. Let's take our next caller. Aloha, caller. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, you said if you just take a bicycle.
Actually, they had a race, didn't they? A jogger, a bicyclist, and a bus. And this was through Nimitz Highway. I think it started from... where was that? Hickam, from Hickam Air Force Base and went into Waikiki. Do you know the result of that race?
I never heard about it.
Never heard about it. Okay, this was back in 1970, about 1970, maybe 69, 70, 71.
Well, I wasn't here.
Yeah. Anyway, the result was that the jogger... no, I'm sorry. I think it was a bicyclist who came in first. The jogger came in second. The car may have come in third, and then the bus was last. And that's why they had a big squawk about why is the bus taking so long. And there was Nimitz Highway was always very bad traffic, especially when the military base closed down. So there was that race. And do you bicycle?
Yeah, right, bicycle.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, and when you travel, do you bicycle or do you ride on your car?
Only on weekends for the car, the bus, Monday through Friday.
I see. Do you bicycle for transportation or just for...
no pleasure.
Just for pleasure. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Take care. Aloha. And if you would like to call, there's room for one more call. Then we'll go to music and news. You are listening to Poka Lainui, and I am your host on Hawaiian Potpourri. The time now is 54 minutes past the hour of 5 o'clock. I want to remind you that, we are on the YouTube if you would like to see these discussions, and all you need to do is just type in, when you go to YouTube, type in Hawaiian Potpourri and look for the subject matter, and we'll be there. I think what we'll do is start producing programs that will show the date that the program played as well. That way you can sort of zone in on the particular discussion that you may be looking for. It takes us maybe a week and a half to get it uploaded, so please be patient. If you have any skills in working with video and would like to participate in assisting in putting our discussions, our radio discussions on YouTube or on Olelo, then give us a call. My telephone number is 697-3045, and we'll try to incorporate you in our very small system of taking the tapes and trying to make programs out of these tapes. I think the tapes are going to be interesting in from the historical perspective, because it will show what people were talking about at different periods of time, whether it's about Hawaiian sovereignty or American foreign policy or local issues such as rail or self-sufficiency and that kind of stuff. Okay.
ka aina Iki mai ka elele o ka loko ino Pala pala anunu me ka paka Pane mai Hawaii moku o ke ave Koku ana honoa o Pilani Ka ko'o mai kaua I o mano Pa'apu me ke one o ka kuhi hewa Aolea e kau I ka pulima Maluna o ka pepa o ka enemi Po o hui ai nā ku ai hewa I ka pono sivila a o ke kanaka Aole makoa e mina mina I ka pu'u kala o ke au puni Ua lava ma